The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. But ego makes you neither. It makes you prey. You think your confidence is strength, you think your pride protects you. But while you're busy defending your image, someone else is taking your throne. They're not smarter than you, they're not stronger, they just understood something you didn't. That ego is the blindfold powerful people put on their enemies. Every time you had to be right in an argument, you lost. Every time you couldn't admit a mistake, you gave someone ammunition. Every time your pride spoke louder than strategy, you revealed exactly how to destroy you. And the worst part, you called it self-respect. But here's where it gets dark. The most dangerous people in your life aren't your enemies. They're the ones who know how to stroke your ego while picking your pockets. They compliment your intelligence while steering your decisions. They make you feel powerful while they hold the strings. Your boss who calls you invaluable but never promotes you. Your friend who says you're so talented, but somehow you're always helping them. Your partner who knows exactly which buttons make you feel like a hero, while you do exactly what they want. Machiavelli saw this 500 years ago. He watched princes fall, not from weakness, but from the delusion of their own importance. Everyone sees what you appear to be, he wrote. Few experience what you really are. But ego makes you forget the difference. It makes you believe your own performance. And that's when you become easy to control. Think about the last time someone insulted you. Your chest tightened, your face burned, your mind raced with comebacks. But while you were defending your honor, what were you not seeing? Who benefited from your distraction? Because I promise you, someone did. Someone always does. The ancient strategists knew this secret. The easiest person to defeat is the one who needs to look strong. Give them a stage, and they'll perform themselves to death. Challenge their reputation, and they'll exhaust themselves, proving you wrong. But the person who can be insulted without flinching, the one who can be wrong without crumbling, that person is untouchable. Not because they don't care, but because they care about power more than perception. What I'm about to tell you might make you angry. Your ego isn't protecting you. It's a luxury you can't afford. Every time you need to be seen as smart, capable, important, you're handing someone a weapon. They don't even have to be clever. They just have to notice what makes you puff up, what makes you defensive, what makes you need to prove yourself. Then they own you, not through force, through your own need to matter.
This is why the truly powerful seem cold. It's not lack of feeling. It's the recognition that feelings are information your enemies can use. When you need respect, you'll sacrifice advantage to get it. When you need love, you'll ignore red flags to keep it. When you need to be right, you'll argue yourself into corners you can't escape. But before I reveal this, you need to understand something. The corporate world is a masterclass in ego manipulation. Watch how meetings really work. The person who needs credit for every idea, they're fed small wins while real decisions happen without them. The one who can't admit they don't understand something, they're given complex tasks they'll fail at. The manager who needs to be liked, their team controls them completely. But notice who rises, the quiet one who takes blame strategically, who gives credit freely because they know power isn't about recognition, who can say, I don't know, because ignorance isn't weakness, pretending is. They understand what Machiavelli meant when he said, men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities. Your necessities? They're all ego. And that makes you simple. There's a reason your kindness backfires. It's not because kindness is weak. It's because ego-driven kindness is performance, and everyone can smell it. You're not being good. You're purchasing approval. You're not helping. You're building a reputation. And the moment that investment doesn't pay off, you resent it. You keep score. You become bitter about your own generosity. That's not kindness. That's ego in a costume. The truth is worse than you think. Real power moves in silence. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't require witnesses. While you're posting achievements, someone else is achieving. While you're defending your reputation, someone else is building real strength. While you're making sure everyone knows how smart you are, Someone genuinely smart is letting you talk. Machiavelli knew that being feared was more reliable than being loved. But here's what most people miss. He wasn't talking about cruelty. He was talking about respect, born from capability, not affection born from need. Love requires constant maintenance. Fear just requires you to be genuinely dangerous when necessary. Not cruel, not volatile, just capable of protecting what's yours without needing anyone's permission or approval. But your ego can't tell the difference between real respect and performed deference. It can't distinguish between genuine connection and strategic flattery. It's too busy being fed to notice it's being fattened for slaughter. Watch how predators work in nature. They don't chase the strongest prey. They look for the one showing off, the one separated from the pack trying to prove something, the one whose ego rote checks their body can't cash. Human predators work exactly the same way. They look for the person who needs to be special, who can't handle being ordinary, who would rather die than be disrespected. That person, they're already defeated. They just don't know it yet. Hold that thought, because what comes next changes everything. You've been in rooms where you felt invisible, where your ideas were ignored, where you weren't given the respect you deserved, and your ego screamed. It demanded justice. It made you desperate to prove your worth. But what if that invisibility was your greatest advantage? What if being underestimated was a superpower you threw away every time you demanded recognition? The fox knows something the lion doesn't, that being seen as harmless is more useful than being seen as powerful. That letting others take credit while you take control is the ultimate trade. That ego is the bright plumage that gets you shot, while strategy is the camouflage that lets you survive. Think about every time you've been betrayed. Someone you trusted turned on you. Someone you helped forgot you. Someone you loved left you. Now ask yourself, did they betray you, or did your ego blind you to who they always were? Because needing to see people as you wish they were instead of as they are, that's ego. And it's why you never see the knife coming. But here's what nobody tells you. The opposite of ego isn't humility, it's clarity. It's seeing yourself as a piece on the board, not the player moving pieces. It's understanding that your feelings, your reputation, your need to be valued, these are all leverages that can be used against you. The moment you need something from the world owns you. The moment you can walk away from anything, respect, love, opportunity, because your strategy demands it, that's when you become dangerous. This connects to something darker. Your childhood trained your ego. Every gold star, every good job, every moment of praise, it all programmed you to need external validation. You learned that worth comes from outside, that being special matters, that standing out equals survival. But that was preparation for slavery, not strength. It created an addiction to approval that anyone can exploit. Your parents didn't mean to. Your teachers didn't know better. But they built a weakness into your foundation that you've been defending ever since. The most successful manipulators aren't aggressive. They're generous, with compliments, with attention, with making you feel important. They know that ego feeding is the cheapest investment with the highest return. Make someone feel special, and they'll rationalize anything you do. Challenge their specialness, and they'll destroy themselves trying to prove you wrong. You remove the mask, only to realize sometimes the mask is the power. Sometimes being nobody is the ultimate freedom. Sometimes ego death isn't defeat. It's liberation from the exhausting performance of mattering. Remember this feeling. You'll need it for what I'm about to show you. Look at who encourages your ego. Who tells you to stand up for yourself when strategy says, be quiet? Who reminds you of every slight, every insult, every moment of disrespect? Who benefits when you're distracted by pride? They're not your allies. They're your handlers. And your ego is the leash they hold. But if this hit you, comment, I see the game now. Every relationship you've lost to pride, every opportunity you've sabotaged by needing to be right, every moment you chose ego over strategy, these weren't character flaws. They were predictable outcomes of a game you didn't know you were playing. A game where the rules are simple. Those who need to win lose, and those who can afford to lose win everything. That's only half the story. The real tragedy isn't that ego makes you weak. It's that it makes you waste your actual strength. While you're performing power, you could be building it. While you're defending your image, you could be improving your reality. While you're making sure everyone respects you, you could be becoming genuinely respectable. Ego isn't just vulnerability, it's opportunity cost. It's spending your finite energy on infinite hunger. The real question isn't why, it's who benefits. Look at who encourages your ego. Who tells you to stand up for yourself when strategy says be quiet? Who reminds you of every slight, every insult, every moment of disrespect? Who benefits when you're distracted by pride? They're not your allies, they're your handlers. And your ego is the leash they hold. But if this hits you, comment. I see the game now. Here's your test. Tomorrow, let someone be wrong about you. Don't correct them. Don't defend yourself. Don't explain. Just watch what happens inside you. Feel the ego scream. Feel it demand justice. Then ask yourself, what would I gain by feeding it? What do I gain by starving it? Because true power isn't loud. It's the person everyone watches when no one's looking. It's not needing to be feared or loved because you're too busy becoming genuinely dangerous to care about appearances. It's understanding that ego is the glass jaw of the psyche. One good hit and you're done. You're not becoming evil. You're just done being prey. You're not learning to manipulate. You're learning to see manipulation. You're not abandoning kindness. You're abandoning the performance of kindness that was never kind to begin with. Machiavelli's greatest insight wasn't about being feared. It was about the price of needing to be loved, how it makes you controllable, predictable, weak. But ego is deeper. It's needing to be anything. Needing to be seen as smart, strong, good, dangerous. It's all vulnerability dressed as strength. The ancient strategists knew the way to defeat an enemy is to make them need to defeat you. Make the victory matter too much. Make them invest their identity in the outcome. Then, whether they win or lose, you own them. Because ego doesn't just want victory, it needs it. And need is always weakness. You can be good without being weak. You can be kind without being naive. You can be respected without needing respect. But first, you have to let your ego die, not in some spiritual sense, in a practical, strategic sense. You have to become someone who can't be controlled through pride, manipulated through flattery, or destroyed through insult. The game was always there. You just couldn't see it through the fog of your own importance. Every room you enter, people are reading you. Not your words, your needs, not your strengths, your hungers. They're looking for the buttons that make you dance. And ego? Ego is the biggest button of all. It's the nuclear option of manipulation. Press it and watch someone destroy themselves trying to prove you wrong. But now you see it. The compliments that come before requests. The challenges that make you reveal your plans. The false vulnerability that makes you lower your guard. The strategic incompetence that makes you take over. The calculated disrespect that makes you emotional. It's all ego bait, and you've been biting every time. This isn't about becoming paranoid, it's about becoming precise. It's about knowing when to care, and when caring is a luxury you can't afford. It's about understanding that in a world of egos, the person who needs nothing is king. But if Machiavelli showed you the game, Jung will show you why you're playing it, why you can't stop. Why even knowing it's a game doesn't free you from needing to win. And that's even darker than strategy. That's about the shadow. The part of you that needs what it hates, that becomes what it fears, that feeds the very thing trying to destroy it. The game isn't just outside you, it's in you. And that's where the real war begins. Stop explaining yourself to people who benefit from misunderstanding you. Show strength when it counts, not when ego demands it. Use absence as power. Let them wonder where you went instead of begging for attention. Better to be respected than liked, but better still to need neither. Your boundaries aren't mean. They keep you sovereign. You have the right to disappoint people who want you small. It's not manipulation if you're protecting yourself from users. You're allowed to evolve past the person they're comfortable with. Where have you been too nice for your own good? What mask are you finally ready to take off? Who benefits from you staying small? The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. But ego makes you neither. It makes you prey pretending to be predator. It makes you perform strength while hemorrhaging power. It makes you fight battles that don't matter while losing wars you don't see. But if Machiavelli showed you the game, Jung will show you why you're playing it, why you can't stop, why even knowing it's a game doesn't free you from needing to win. And that's even darker than strategy. That's about the shadow, the part of you that needs what it hates, that becomes what it fears, that feeds the very thing trying to destroy it. The game isn't just outside you, it's in you. And that's where the real war begins.